I'm going to be sailing on a ship for 4 months. Let me explain. I'm so excited to say that I'll be participating in the fall 2026 voyage of Semester at Sea. Now you might be asking, Samantha, didn't you graduate just like a month ago? Yes, I did, but when the opportunity came up, I knew I could not say no. So today I'll be answering some common questions about Semester at Sea. First of all, what is Semester at Sea? Semester at Sea is a study abroad program associated with Colorado State University where you get to travel on a ship, you heard it, for 4 months, traveling to 11 uniquely different countries. If you've ever seen the show Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, it's just like that. A full college campus at sea, including your own fitness center, pool, even movie theater, and dining halls. What countries will I be visiting to? First, we embark in the Netherlands, so have to get over there first. Then we go down to Portugal, Morocco, Brazil, which they haven't done since COVID, so I'm excited for that one. St. Helena, which is a small island off the coast of South America. South Africa, which I'm most excited for. Mauritius, another small country off the coast of Africa. Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Hong Kong, and then we finally disembark in Thailand. Are you taking classes? Yes, every semester at sea is required to take 12 credits while you're on the ship. Now, you can take 15 credits, which is 5 classes, but they do not recommend it unless you're required to take it by your home institution. I'll be taking classes, sadly, during the weekend and during the holidays. But before you come at me, this is why, because when we're in country or when we're in port, we get to travel and do our own adventures, which means no tests, no homework, no quizzes, no nothing while we're in country, which I think is pretty fair. Now, to piggyback off of that, what classes will I be taking? I have to take global studies, which is required by every semester at sea student, which is your basic learn about the country, then go to it, kind of keep going like that. But then the other 3 to 4 are up to me. So I'll be taking oceanography, adolescent psychology, and children and youth in global contexts. But there are tons of different options to choose from, including a variety of marketing, business, finance, and a variety of sciences, education, animal science I've seen, whole bunch of different courses. We will also have A and B days, which is something new for me because I've never really had that before, which means you're on your A days, you'll only have some classes, and then on your B days, you'll only have some classes. So instead of having each class every day, you have your A and B days. So on my A days, I will have adolescent psychology, and then on my B days, I'll have pretty much everything else. Also with your classes, you will have a thing called field classes, which is essentially a field trip embedded into your coursework, embedded into your program. Your class will organize a day in a certain country where everybody will get off, and it gives you an opportunity to learn what you learn in the classroom and then also take it and apply it to real life. How long are we in each country? It usually ranges around 5 to 7 days with some exceptions. Like St. Helena is only 1 day because it's like we get there that morning and then we leave that night. And I believe Mauritius is only 3 days, but everything else is 5 to 7 days. Now, they are also on a week on, week off basis. So I think our longest sea stretch is 10 days, I believe. And that's going from Morocco to Brazil, which is a really long way. Am I shaving my head? Absolutely not. No way. You cannot get me to do that. Now, to follow up on that, why do people shave their heads? It's a day called Neptune Day where we cross the equator into the southern hemisphere, and it's like a Mediterranean tradition. So as far as I know, you get slimed on, you swim across the pool, and you kiss a fish. Yep, you kiss a fish. And then some people also shave their heads, but I will definitely not be doing that. Who is on the ship with us? The ship holds around 500 to 600 students, crew, and faculty. But the special part is that faculty can even bring their families on board, and that includes their kids, which we call ship kids. So I will have to normalize seeing my professor outside of the classroom and then also seeing them out and about, whether it's the fitness center, the pool, even having meal times with them. A lot of people recommend having some meals with your professors because it gives you an opportunity to talk to them about their culture, about their background, because they're sailing just like you are. Do the credits transfer? Yes. Semester at Sea is designed as an undergraduate study abroad program where your credits will be with Colorado State University. Then you get your transcript at the end, and then you can transfer it back to your home institution. However, I will be sailing as a postgraduate student, so nothing is really going to transfer back, which gave me the freedom to kind of take whatever classes I wanted. But I also wanted to do a psychology education to kind of relate back to speech therapy. Are there any clubs on the ship? Yes, all clubs are student-led, which is for every voyage. So if you have an idea to start a club, you might as well start it and see who else can join. It's a great way to meet friends. It's a great way to expand your leadership style. I would definitely be interested in starting a volleyball club. And yes, you heard that right. There is a sports deck on top, so it's volleyball, basketball, and then there's also like a net above it to keep the ball in play so it doesn't go flying off. One thing you also might have seen is something called the Sea Olympics. So what is the Sea Olympics? Sea Olympics is a week-long event where everyone gets to compete in different challenges, different events, and you get to bond with your sea to see which sea's on top. And also, Olympics is also in the name as well. Your sea will depend on where your cabin is on the ship, so I won't know what sea I'm in until I get on the ship myself. How do roommates and cabins work? There are two different types of cabins. You have your premium cabin, and then you also have your standard cabin. The premium cabin guarantees you one roommate and a window, which we call the outside. Your standard cabin has a variety of different ways you can go about this. You can have one roommate, you can have two roommates, which means you're 3 to a room. You can have a window, meaning the outside, or you can have no window, meaning the inside. There is also a way to go random, which means you don't go on with a roommate. You don't really have a plan. You just kind of say, hey, semester C, put me with whoever you want. So you can do that, but I would kind of be cautious that if you're not comfortable having 3 of you guys in one room, kind of take that into play. And there's usually around a $4,000 difference between the two different cabins. Now we talk about money. How much is semester at sea? I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty, like specific dollar amounts, just because it is different for everybody, whether you have financial aid at your home institution, scholarships, or even out-of-pocket play. There are so many different scholarships that you can apply to with semester at sea, but then you can also take outside scholarships as well and bring them in. For me, I did a little bit of both, so I do have some outside and then I have some inside. Do I know anyone personally going on the ship? I don't. I'm going on for the adventure. I'm going on to meet people and expand my horizon. I do also want to say, I'm not going to say I'm not nervous because I've been looking at this for 6 years now, and yeah, I'm still a little nervous, but I also want to go into it as this is a whole new chapter. Yeah, it's study abroad, yeah, it's college, but it's so different. And I've been talking to a bunch of people. I've met my roommate online. She's super sweet. She's also going as a postgraduate student, so we do have that in common. Now, and we've also been had a big group chat. We've been talking for around 8 months or so, just random questions or anything like that. There's been some people that have connected it in their own city. So you see how big semester at sea gets. And it's not just US students as well. There are also a bunch of international students that come on. I've been hearing a lot from alumni, whether it's social media, YouTube, TikTok, anything like that. And the one thing I kept hearing was to say yes, which I love doing anyway because I love getting outside. I love doing anything else rather than sitting in my room. And they also said you don't want to be stuck in your cabin all day because you'll be alone and the waves are very choppy, so you will get seasick. Now, I've been on a lot of cruises and I really haven't gotten seasick, knock on wood. But I know these waters are going to be a little bit choppier, so might play into it. But the only way to meet people and kind of get outside of your comfort zone is just going to see what's out there. Just going to the dining hall by yourself. I know I did that a bunch before, and I ended up finding somebody I knew in there. Tying back to that, one question I did get pretty recently was, what was my biggest goal? What do I want to get out of this? And I think definitely applying and getting accepted, I definitely wanted to see this as an opportunity to go see the world, go see more countries. I'm a pretty big traveler, so I do want to go see what's out there. And I think now that we're getting closer to the voyage, I definitely want to take the opportunity, what I'm taking from my classes, and applying that to the different countries And as a future speech language pathologist, you're adapting with your clients. So you're seeing different cultures, you're seeing different backgrounds. So I'm really excited to go to these countries and go see how they're learning, how their education is, what are they taking from it, how are they adapting to their life environment, because it's so different. Everybody adapts so differently. So I definitely want to use this to broaden my horizons. The biggest question I have gotten about semester at sea is, will I have Wi-Fi on the ship? Yes and no. Now you might ask, don't you need Wi-Fi to do your classes, or don't you need Wi-Fi to do your schoolwork? Yes, I will have my computer, but the semester at sea Wi-Fi is only for your classwork. It is only for on the ship. And there are some computers like in the library that you can use as well, but I will have my computer, so I will be using that as well. But your personal Wi-Fi, I've heard you'll have around 7 minutes. Now that's probably a give or take because you are in the middle of the ocean, so what are you going to connect to? You really can't connect to any cell service or anything like that. When you're in country, you can connect to Wi-Fi, you can go to a little cafe and do anything like that. I'll definitely be editing videos while I'm in country and trying to keep up with the voyage as well. You can upgrade to a bigger Wi-Fi package, but I've heard from a lot of alumni that you really shouldn't do that because you want to use semester at sea to kind of unplug from the world. There's so much that's going on, especially in 2026. The world is changing a lot. So having your phone with you 24/7, you're always going to be plugged into that. And everyone said with semester at sea, you want to unplug, you want to go see the world, you want to go embrace, you want to go be in it and talk to people from that culture, talk to people that have visited there. And you're also experiencing this with people that have never been outside of the country themselves. A lot of people like to bring books, games, even guitars, or like different musical items to kind of keep busy and constantly be with people, and time will go by so much faster as long as you're doing something. I'm super excited to be sailing on this voyage. Today marks 100 days until I leave, so super excited for that. These are only just a couple of the questions that I've gotten. Now if you have any more questions or if I've missed something, leave them down in the comments below and I will answer them. And I cannot wait for this new series, so don't forget to subscribe and come along for the ride.